All right. Okay, looks good. Looks good. Going to give this a second to let a few people tune in before I go ahead and get started. Welcome everyone on TikTok. How are you guys? Good to see you. If you could give me a thumbs up, let me know that you can hear me and see me all right. That would be really helpful before I go ahead and get started. Okay, just want to make sure my audio is good. All right. Very good, very good. Welcome everyone on Instagram. How are you guys? Hope you're doing well. And welcome everyone on Facebook and YouTube. How are you guys? Hope you're doing well. Okay, very good. I got a thumbs up here from Michael. Okay, good. That you can hear me and see me all right, or you're doing well. Very good. I'm aware that I look decent on Instagram, looks good on TikTok, and that Facebook and YouTube has totally cut the rest of my body off. So I'm a floating head tonight on 2 of the outlets, and it is what it is. Don't ask me what has happened to my cameras this week. They got kicked over several times. This is the best I could do on short notice. However, I did fix one problem that we've been having, and that is for TikTok and Instagram. If you guys didn't know where to go to submit your questions or your payment. So here you go. There's this thing. It looks like it's backward, but I guess that's how TikTok does everything. That explains a lot, actually. So what you guys are doing tonight, all right, welcome. This is my Ask Ivy show where I take your personal questions and I deliver out messages from Spirit. $5 gets you the short answer. $10 gets you the long answer. I'm going to get to as many questions as I can. And if you guys need to book a reading with me, you can go to IvyRiveraPsychicMedium.com. That's above or below, depending on where you're tuning in. And it's always under my name in the description area on all platforms. So looks like we already have a few questions coming in. I'd like to just go ahead and get started if I can get my pen out of my hair. So Jill, my beautiful producer, will be helping us out tonight. You guys can ask anything, all right? So you can ask psychic, mediumistic, empathic, spiritual development, paranormal, lost objects, love, health, money, travel, investments, anything goes. And if you want to skip Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, you can also go to YouTube at Ask Ivy, drop your payment there and your question right there, which I would always prefer because I am trying to get everybody off of the other platforms ultimately and onto my YouTube channel at Ask Ivy. Okay, I'm going to ask everybody right now to please give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment of any kind, subscribe, share this video. Greatly appreciated. Jill, who do we have first? All right, so we have one from a Lauren C. This is a $5 question. And Lauren wants to know, hi, Ivy, when do you see me starting to feel better so that I can function or leave the house? I feel like you could be doing this in the next couple days. I feel like I'm literally getting choked, though. I'm literally coughing. There seems to be some kind of detox that you're going through, and you're going to want to allow yourself to go through that phase. I cannot prescribe or diagnose. However, if your body is extracting whatever it is that's been holding you back, and there may be 3 different things going on with you at this time, you're going to want to allow that to happen and not say, well, I can't go anywhere because this is happening. I feel like bring it with you. You know, everyone else in the world is making themselves quite comfortable, spreading out, taking up space. You do the same. Okay. So make sure that if you are feeling inhibited or if you are inhibiting yourself from going out there, it's not because of other people. Okay. It's not because of the outside world or circumstances. If you feel good enough to do it, and I'm supposed to say, don't also put a time frame on it. Like, well, if I'm going to go, I have to like drive somewhere. I'm going to be out there for hours. No. What about like 10 minutes? You know, when we get on social media, a lot of research says that when we exceed 10 minutes, everything starts to go downhill. Okay. Or I think of going to a club or going to a bar or going to a party. You know, I remember back in the day, I would all of a sudden feel a shift in energy. And I was like, uh-oh, here comes trouble. And the whole energy of the place would just dip. And it was like, time to go home, right? You have to know that you can, and that you know your body well enough to say, I'm going to limit it, and I'm going to limit who I'm dealing with and where exactly I'm going. Okay. But yeah, it feels like within the next 2 days, you'll feel good enough to do that. Thank you, Lauren, for your question. We are going to move on to a $10 question from an Ayana. And she wants to know, I would like advice with where I am in life right now and going forward. Okay. In regards to where you are right now, I do have your work and money guide stepping forward. Remember, your work and money guide is not just watching over your paycheck. Work and money guide is watching over your life contract, meaning what you signed on to before you came to Earth. I feel like you're about to strike some gold here in the next could be 2 weeks. I was feeling more like 2 months. So take it both ways. Striking gold in this instance is about opportunity coming to you that's going to help put you more in alignment with your life contract. So the ultimate goal is always to be on path with what you're supposed to be doing in life. That's real prosperity, because that triggers manifestation. That triggers law of attraction. That allows for us to have prosperity in all areas: health, wealth, relationships, on and on and on. When it's just financial, it may not last, and that's it. It's sometimes just financial. Okay. So you want to look beyond that at what prosperity really is, what big opportunities really are for you. Because it seems like when this opportunity for you to strike gold comes in, you're kind of overlooking it. Not necessarily in the way that you're not open to new things, but in the way that you're looking past it to the future, to something else. So one of the things you need to be doing right now is letting go of expectations, letting go of old ideas, letting go of almost like stigmas or goals that you've had for yourself that really don't fit you anymore. They really don't serve you anymore. You need to refresh. You need to say, what is it that I feel I'm supposed to be doing? Not what is it that I had planned on doing. Okay. Now, when these opportunities come in, they also don't necessarily look like they take you from, A to B immediately. It's like you get on this new path, you say yes to this opportunity, and like every other real opportunity in the world, it kind of takes you for a bit of a ride, right? You're kind of moving forward in blind faith. You don't always know the end result. It's going to show you a bunch of new things, tricks, tools, skills, networking that you could pick up on, okay? And yes, advances with your finances as well. So I feel good about that. But again, you have to take it. I can give you a 100% guarantee that it's going to happen and be offered. I cannot give a 100% guarantee how you're going to use your free will. That's up to you. So I'm hearing take the bull by the horns. I do feel that going forward, if you do this, what you're going to find is over the course of the next 4 years, you're going to be put in a position of leadership where you feel very comfortable. You understand the trajectory of your career as well as the finances, and it can greatly affect your residency. So you may find yourself in a position where you're saying, I like where I live. I like the community around here. I'm enjoying the atmosphere of where I am. And I feel like there's an abundance that I can tap into versus right now where you may be feeling like you're sort of in a desert and it's really hit or miss. All right. So definitely some movement and transition going on there. All right. Also, Jill, once you pop their question up here on YouTube or StreamYard, as soon as I say it, I'm going to have you take it right back down. Okay. Because it is completely blocking my floating head. So again, YouTube, Facebook, sorry about that. Okay. We are going to move on to another question coming in here from an Edgar. All right. So Edgar, thank you for the donation. Edgar, giving 15. So you get a $10 question. And Edgar wants to know, Hi, Ivy. Any messages from Spirit for the month of May? For the month of May, Edgar, what do we want to say to him? First of all, you have a grandmother coming through here who watches over you in not only a protective way, but also she's a little bit of an instigator. I feel like she's trying to push you into mediumship. And the thing with mediumship is if you don't deal with it, it will take over you. A lot of people like to be like, yeah, well, I turned it off as a kid and now I'm fine. No, you're not. You've probably got like, anxiety disorders, and I can't prescribe a diagnosis. You probably get bipolar. You've probably been diagnosed like OCD or ADD or, no, it doesn't work that way. So with mediumship, we have to be willing to work with the energy and ask on a daily basis throughout the day when it activates. What am I being told? What am I supposed to do with it? You need to decide whether or not you're going to entertain these messages or deliver them to other people. And you need to set boundaries, okay, with your abilities. She wants to make sure that you're not getting overrun by it because you have recently gone through a significant increase in the ability, but also that you're not just trying to ignore it and pretend that it isn't there, because it is going to get louder. I think that you have a lot of information coming through that could also help you in regards to your career, your other relationships, possibly even a love partnership where you receive messages for these people. And here's one of the things she wants you to understand. Just because a message comes through doesn't mean that you have to pull Long Island medium. Doesn't mean you have to take people off guard. And she's got editors and it doesn't always go that well, okay? It doesn't go that well because you're sort of invading people's personal space when you do something like that, okay? But sometimes you have to. I respect that. Deliver a message. You are going to find ways to give people the healing they need without necessarily giving them a message directly from Spirit. I'm a medium. I have to come to you. So-and-so's here. Often what Spirit really wants from you is for you to deliver a healing message to them. And there are a million different ways to do that if you're creative and you use your social skills, okay? Which is easy for you, Edgar. But the entire month of May is going to be a little hyper focused on that coming from her. I would also say that your dreams are going to get very prophetic, very vivid, a lot of astral travel, very lucid. You may be floating, flying, jumping, but kind of like bouncing and leaping, like defying gravity. All right. And there are a lot of rich messages and direction going on in those dreams. So at the very least, write those down. Okay. Thank you so much for your question. Interesting times for you. I love it. We are going to take one now from Shauna, DC, and this is a $10 question. And Shauna wants to know, what do you see happening for me in the next month? Okay, thank you. So what's going on with Shauna for the upcoming month? Mostly financial stuff, and this comes up the last 2 weeks. So if you're talking about the upcoming month, okay, not just May, but a month span of time, that's how I ask the question anyways. We're talking about the last 2 weeks of that. We have some changes in finances going on. I don't feel like this is a negative in any way. I just feel a little bit like a need to reconvene, a need to reassess, an examination of what exactly I'm bringing in versus what's going out. And also, how often is this going to look this way? So, sometimes you get a bill for thousands of dollars and you're like, oh, the taxes, the property, the school tax, I forgot about this coming in. And it's a major, inconvenience, but it doesn't happen all the time. I almost get that feel from this, like something's coming in and you're going to have to look at, not to say you can't get it done, but how frequently will this be coming up? I think ultimately the point is this. You're supposed to be reassessing everything right now, regardless. This is just the catalyst to get you thinking, okay, to whet your palate, to get your wheels turning on what advancements you could be making that would allow for you in the future to have an abundance of resources so that when a bill like that comes in, you don't even have to look at it. You're like, it's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. Throw it in the stack with the others because it's not going to affect me one way or another. It's not even something noticeable. All right. So what changes can you be making to career right now, to your resources? How can you use some of your resources that are fairly untapped, mostly within yourself, is the question here, to allow you to make advancements. A couple different things that come up with that is your ability to communicate, your ability to organize. So if you are doing more with organization, management, okay, and you're doing more with your communication or leadership skills, meaning in this case, like you're telling other people what to do, you're telling things where they need to go. If you're doing more with all of that, you may find that whether it be self-employment, business ownership, a side hustle coming up, partnership, okay, where you're kind of coming in and doing this for someone else's business, you have a few different opportunities that are brewing. This could be showing up within the next 2 months, I would say between 2 and 4 months. And I think that you need to take a serious look at whether or not that's an area you want to branch off into, okay, being more independent, and to take it really seriously, all right? So definitely more stability through these changes that you'll have opportunities to make, okay? But again, nothing for the next 2 weeks, so it's pretty quiet for a minute. All right, we are going to move on. Thank you so much for your question. We're going to move on to a $10 Teresa. On TikTok, we're figuring it out, TikTok, right? Instagram, you were supposed to be able to see this thing too, but it's like dark on that corner of the screen. But I think this is working. All right, awesome. So Teresa on TikTok, $10 question. And she wants to know, my deceased mother, Sally, does she have anything to say about my relationship with her sister, Dina? Okay, so first of all, know that she is here, and she is trying to sort of clear your heart. Your heart feels heavy in regards to Dina and her situation. I feel like your mother is trying to uplift you and trying to remind you that you have to set boundaries, okay? You have to do some detaching. You have to spend more time apart, meaning that energetically, mentally, emotionally, you can't be sort of sucked in. And while I know you want to have a good connection there and be helpful and be yourself, that could at this point be a little detrimental to your own well-being. All right. So it's really just important that, when you realize you're getting overwhelmed, you pull back and you have to really stop that at the source. So you need to stop it in your own mind because otherwise nothing else matters. What she's also showing me is that they're keeping an eye on her. I also feel like they're keeping an eye on you, of course. But it feels like she may be going through some struggles, whereas you seem to be pretty A-okay. All right. There's a need for her to break out of her shell and to let go of some things that are holding her back. It feels like it's weighing heavy on her body, and I can't prescribe or diagnose, but especially right in through here, she's got a lot of weight being put on there, and she's going through a period of time right now where transition is going to be the best way forward. So her shedding some of her old attachments in life and her moving more, okay, into a place of fluidity and serenity is going to be key. They, again, are helping her to do that. But I feel that she sometimes is, not always listening. And so she could be one of these, she could be in a stressful situation where she's kind of holding on too tight. Okay. Sometimes when we hold on too tight, we don't really hear spirit. But I do see her becoming more fluid and able to switch from the left logical thinking side of her brain to the right intuitive side of her brain, connecting with them. this may be happening with her more also through sleep or a down state. And that's where I see some nicer energy here. Okay, so definitely some movement going on there. You hold steady and you keep your peace. Everything is being handled. Okay, she loves you very, very much. You're in good company. So is your aunt. All right, we're going to move on to another question. Thank you for that one. We have one coming in here from Elisa Marie. I do not have an amount on this one. Jill, let me know. Okay, 5. Thank you. So Lisa Marie wants to know, looking for a timeline when Alex and I will move in together. Thanks. I feel some level of resistance going on here. So I wouldn't be surprised if there are some obstacles that come up with this, almost like setting it back, or I don't know, I don't have this paperwork, or like I can't do it because of this, or that's not the right place, or different like just obstacles, okay, in general coming in and delaying it. I think that one of the reasons this is happening is because there needs to be, it's the universe's way of offering additional protection. It's the universe's way of saying, let's take a closer look at this situation and make sure that this is the right situation. I think that one of the things that may also happen is that Alex is going through some awakening, some realizations about okay, this individual needs to figure out more about what they want and what their contribution level to this whole thing is really going to be long term. And so I think it's a good opportunity for you over the course of the next 3 months to allow for these topics in conversation to sort of come to a head, to come to a pivotal point. Pivotal point is an opportunity for 2 people to either get closer together or to go further apart, and to use those opportunities wisely to figure out what exactly you want to do. Okay, so it's going to be, again, a bit more delayed, and I can't give a 100% guarantee on when it's going to happen again, because these obstacles are up to everyone's free will, but I would say at least 3 months. Okay. All right, let's move on to another one. Thank you for that question. We have Lauren again, a $5 question. Thank you, Lauren. Double question tonight. Hi, Ivy. Do you see progesterone causing issues for me? I'm currently tapering off of it. Thank you. Do I see the progesterone causing issues for you? Okay, I can't prescribe or diagnose, but it looks like it could be causing some issues, possibly with like heart palpitations, heavy energy, or dizziness. It seems to be like all through here. And I think that one of the things you're looking to have is more clarity of mind and more of an ability to feel almost more connected to your body. And so anything that you could be taking that's making you feel more disconnected, almost like, and again, I can't prescribe a diagnosis, but like vertigo, or like something just interrupting your balance in general, I think this could be contributing. And that's one of the things that's leading to a greater sense of anxiety for you, greater sense of depression, a lower energy. And so it's not necessarily fixing or helping much of anything. I also think that one of the other areas you may want to look at here is the combination of different things. So maybe on its own, it would not have necessarily been the type of problem that it is. But I think that when you start mixing 2 or 3 different things, you've got a totally different story. And I think that it can also be hard for you to research it specifically and Google, right, or WebMD, what exactly the side effects are. While some of them are showing up and you're like, yeah, that's it. Other ones aren't making much sense, probably because of the mix, okay, of things that are going on here. So don't rule out what you did see that does make sense, okay, but know that some of it is also clouded. All right, we are going to move on to another question. Thank you for that one. Kamara is asking a $10 question. Kamara wants to know, Okay, thank you, Ivy. Thank you, Spirit. Do you see things getting serious between Ron and I in this lifetime? Kamara and Ron, what do I see? I think that what you're going to be learning with Ron is what exactly it is that you're looking for and how in some ways that has changed from what you wanted in the past. I think there's the opportunity here for you guys to either bring in a child or start a business or bring in a really big project or like, cohabitation. There's a lot of merging potential here. And what happens with a situation like that is expectancy goes way, 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 way up, right? So if both people agreed to engage in some huge project of any kind, you're expecting long-term commitment. You're expecting a pattern of behavior to be shown that you can count on. You're expecting to have some trajectory here. You're expecting that you can count on this person's character, not just the work they bring to the project, but that you can count on this person's character being steady as well. And I do wonder if that's going to happen here with him. I wonder if when we add another layer of commitment onto this thing, you start getting a bit of a different person. And I hate to be negative Nancy on this, but like a lot of people don't handle commitment well. A lot of people don't handle deeper levels of intimacy well, even the suggestion of a deeper level of intimacy or commitment well. And so we don't always know until it's introduced. This is why I don't ever say to people, don't get in a relationship. Go for it. Jump in, dive in, see what they're made of. See if they turn into somebody else. See if they're actually able, right, to follow through on what they said they wanted with you. Go for it. Just always be prepared to get right back on out of there. That means you do not merge your finances. They do not have access to anything that is yours. You do not let them shit in your yard or make a home in your space where you are pulling all the weight. They have to prove it every single day that they have earned their position there. All right. So if you want to let him in, you can let him in because he's certainly saying he wants to be in, but you watch him like a hawk. Because the littlest shift, I would say, with this person, you want to also kind of keep it to yourself a little bit. Because what you want to do is be more of an observer and less of a communicator. You're a great communicator. That's a beautiful thing. But when you give all your cards away, when you put all your cards out on the table, they can also change and adapt to suit what it is you say you want. Okay. So if you really want to see what he's made of, say nothing. Watch, observe. And if you start to see a pattern develop that looks very different from his old pattern, you have your answer. Okay. All right, thank you for that question. We are going to move on to another $5 question from a Lucy. Lucy wants to know, wondering if my grandma Corrine and sister Nina have any messages for me right now. Nina and Corrine. So your sister is definitely, she's in here and I feel her on the beach with you. I feel her near water with you. I feel her putting like seashells and beach glass and like beautiful things. Okay. Even feathers, out for you, little things that you can collect and keep in jars. Or she's suggesting you keep them in jars. It's almost like if you were to put them up on a mantle, you were to put them up on your dresser. Maybe you could put some lights, they have those battery operated little lights you could put in a jar, and really beautiful. She's around all the time just to give you little things, just to keep you, she said, happy and feeling connected to the other side, remembering that you are not alone. Your grandmother comes in here right behind her, more stoic, a little more still, a little less energy, full of wisdom and strength, and making me feel like what she gives you and what she's been giving you. And she said what you're going to be getting from her a lot this month or like the next 3 weeks is even into the first week of June is strength and endurance. So if you're feeling a little renewed, refreshed, rejuvenated, kind of like you're coming back, you're making a comeback in some way, I feel like she's going to keep this going for you. And this has a lot to do with you being steady-minded. Okay, they just want to make sure that you keep your eyes focused on what's important and you continue to grow your skills in tuning out what drags you down. You've been doing better and better at this, and they're celebrating that for you. Okay. They're like a glass of red wine. Okay. Celebration. Thank you so much for that question. We are going to move on to a $10 from Pris. I meant to stop a minute ago and I keep forgetting what I'm doing. So welcome everybody here on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. This is the Ask Ivy show where I take your personal questions, obviously, right? Psychic, mediumship, but anything goes. All right. And for $5, you guys get the short answer. For $10, you get the long answer. And I do ask everybody at this time to please give this video a thumbs up wherever you're tuning in. Drop a comment, subscribe, and share. Greatly appreciated. All right, we're going to move on. So we have a $10 from Pris. And she wants to know any messages or guidance I need to know about in the area of love. Love for Pris. Somebody is coming back. I feel like I want to get a fly swatter, but this person's more like a mosquito. You know, mosquitoes have a way of sucking the life out of you, right? They take your blood and they can also put back into your blood. They're dangerous, right? They can put back in your bloodstream, whatever it is that they're carrying. And this person seems to be trying to come back into your life. There's mention of 2 to 3. This could have been 2 to 3 months ago, but I feel like this could even be going back about, 2 to 3 years. And take it how it resonates. This could be multiple people, all right? But the symbol the spirit is using for them, your relationship guide here, is the mosquito, someone annoying, someone buzzing in your ear, someone biting at you. And so it's not petty in the way that it's super negative. They're not like attacking you as much as they are petty in the way that they're coming with nothing of value to offer. Okay, so they're looking more to like, take your blood, which is probably why you dumped them in the first place, right? So if somebody was like siphoning your energy or just taking from you, maybe a liar, cheater, steal, thief, something like that. This is a great opportunity for you to make sure that you've got all of your like settings on your social media, your phone and everything, set to whether it be like, private or blocking them, or that you have your self-control in order so that you're not responding. Okay. That's it. Easy enough. I'm not responding. Sometimes I'm supposed to say to you too, by not responding, you say way more than you ever could if you used words. And this person seems to be able to suck you in. All right. So this suggests to me, especially because the exchange of blood here, the exchange of disease, that suggestion suggests cords. We have cords for one of 2 reasons, people. All right. So I've got a class up on the website called Karma Contracts and Past Lives. I have another one called Relationships, Boundaries, and Cord Cutting. Okay. Go onto the website and check it out. Ivy League Psychic Academy.com. When you know that you have cords with someone, you understand that it's either a soulmate contract or it's a karmic contract. And this one feels karmic, which means it could be quite toxic. It's about growth and lessons and hardship, and you just simply don't want to go there again. Okay. Ultimately, getting rid of that. Okay. Not allowing it. Why is it showing up? Because you're going forward. It's like they have radar, right? You're going forward onto something better. I do see I heard equipped person coming in. So like this may have been like a child. This is like a man, like a man boy. This person coming in is well equipped, mental maturity, self-control, and emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence in this case also pairs up nicely with intuitive intelligence. And so you're going to be able to even talk about things like this show. Okay. Oh my God, it was predicted that you came, and now we're together, like hanging out down at the beach and we're like talking about spiritual stuff. It's awesome. Astrology may come up a lot early on in the relationships. Keep yourself out there and be open-minded. This person is, I don't want to say quiet, but soft-spoken. Okay. It's always nice when you get someone who delivers and they don't brag on how they deliver, right? And then all the ones who brag on how they deliver nothing, right? It's hilarious. All right. So we're going in the opposite direction. I like that for you. All right. Thank you so much for your question. We're going to move on to another one here from a Luna. Love the name. Oh, Luna has to post. Luna, you did not post your question. Okay. So Luna's asking a $10 question. While we wait for Luna to post, I did want to invite you guys also for the first time in 4 years, maybe longer than that. I have opened up the academy to in-person classes. So we have a whole bunch starting up this month: tools, myth busting, empathic training, okay, for anti-burnout on teachers, empathic teens training. And in October, registration just opened for the psychic mediumship course. So we are back to in-person. I'm also opening up the 1882 Victorian Funeral Home to retreats, probably more toward the end of the summer or into fall. So that'll be Reiki retreats, tarot, astrology, psychic mediumship. Super exciting. And we're 2 blocks from the beach. It's awesome. All right. Do we have a question from her? Okay. So Luna, let me fix my time clock. All right. Luna says, hi, I'm feeling ambivalent, love and career focused, please. Okay. I'm hearing that that's an okay place to be for you, because it's helping you to figure out what's not working. And so your joy guide, who watches over your mental and emotional well-being, but also your spiritual development, steps in here first, and then your relationship guide next. So what your joy guide is trying to help you do before it can even get over to your work guide is to help you deal with the mental and emotional aspect of dissatisfaction. The feeling of burnout is what's actually coming up for you. So I think what you're experiencing is burnout. It can look like ambivalence. It can look like depression. It can look like low level energy. It could just be hard to like get out of bed or feel motivated to do what it is that you're supposed to be doing. But I think that in your case, you are realizing where you've been participating in things that take from you and don't replenish your energy in any way. They are also not instigating thought. It's not initiating creativity. It's not igniting your spirit. You have no fire in the belly, for what you've been doing. And, you may have in the past started that way. Like you did have some initiative in all of this, but just because things were there once doesn't mean they're going to be there forever. And whatever you're about to start next, you may have a lot of fire for it. Doesn't mean it's going to be there forever. That's the cycle of life. So stop thinking that things are supposed to be a certain way. You're sort of draining your own self in that, okay, way of thinking. So get out of black and white thinking. It's not all or nothing. I think that the next 2 months is going to be presenting to you from the universe a lot of different opportunities to examine what it is that you actually want to be doing. What does spark your interest? What does intrigue you? And you have some answers to this already. You just haven't moved forward in those 2 directions that you were supposed to. Okay. So that's on you. But you are also going to see a few people around you doing more of what you want to be doing. So I would be more quiet, right? They say we got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. I struggle with this personally, but I can tell when spirit's silencing me because I'm supposed to be watching and listening and observing what's happening to understand more about my own growth and development. And that's where you're going to be for the next 2 months. You need to be more quiet, okay? Keep to yourself. Pay attention to everything that's going on around you. This doesn't have to be on the street. This could also be on social media. This could be wherever you are. Pay attention to what people are talking about as well, and see if some of this resonates, okay, in the ballpark of what you want to be doing. One of the other things that comes up with you is social media, in the sense that you would do well to get on it or like in front of it. So whether it's like TikTok or YouTube or doing lives or posting more, or starting a group, or talking more, okay, about your experiences, your perception. You also have a funny way about you, like a sense of humor that a lot of people resonate with, and you can grab people's attention. Some people come here with the power of something called voice vibration, and when they speak, people have to listen. There is no choice. It's like hypnosis. You have it, use it. All right. Hope to see you for maybe book a life contract reading. Okay. Those take an hour, but it's up on my website. We'll break down everything you're supposed to be doing in your life contract and see where you are at this time. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for that question. Luna said literally. Yeah. Okay. Good. All right. I don't know if we're at time. Oh, we are at time. Okay. Wonderful. So if I didn't get to anyone, or if you need to book a reading, a party, you can go to IvyRiveraPsychicMedium.com. I will see you guys back here in a couple weeks for my next show, and be sure to follow. I'll be posting where that is. Also, if you're on YouTube, hit that bell to get the alerts for when I go live. Thanks so much, everybody. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Jill.